welcome back to my channel. It has been quite a while, but I thought I would start off the new year 2022 with a video that I'm sure a lot of people are actually wanting people to make, and not many people are making that. And that is, will we be traveling to Japan in 2022? Now let me just start off by saying that this is very much just my personal opinion, not my professional opinion. This is very much just like me kind of seeing the patterns of what's happening in Japan and how the government of Japan is like dealing with everything and how I'm personally interpreting it. So without further ado, let's get started on talking about this very, very serious topic. So 2022, what's it gonna look like? Well, with this pandemic that is happening currently, and not many people know really what to do. From a professional standpoint, you know, everyone's kind of in the dark. No one really has a plan. No one has solutions. It's very much still gray areas everywhere, which makes it really, really hard to determine travel. So that's my professional opinion. My personal opinion now, which the rest of the video will be my personal opinion. You know, it's hard to say, but I want to say it's gonna go like this. So if you don't keep up with Japanese news, they have announced that they will be having their borders closed until the end of February. Now, what does that mean? Okay, well, before their borders closed at the end of December or whenever it was, Japan actually had its borders opened for visa holders. So these are your student visas and your work visas. The borders were open for them for about maybe 3 weeks. There was a 3-week window, and then they shut it down when the new variant happened. So with that, you know, they closed it, and now they're saying the end of February, they're thinking about, you know, undoing that border closure. Now, this means probably in March, they're going to open it again, but I don't think they're gonna open it completely. I think they're gonna do what they were trying to do in December, which is have portion of people come into their country at once. So I think they're gonna go back to the whole student and work visas. You people come into the country and get settled while, you know, the pandemic does its thing. Now, for most of you, you will not be on a student or work visa, most likely. I feel like my viewers on my channel and my social media, y'all are probably going to be more on the tourist side of things, which don't require any kind of paperwork or visa. You just need your passport. And for tourists, once again, personal opinion, so take it with a grain of salt. Obviously, if you want to make any kind of travel plans, you know, that's all on you, about flights and everything. But for me personally, I feel 2022 could be the year for tourists to go back to Japan. Let me put that out there. I really do think 2022 could be this year, like the year. Will it be that early as March? No. Maybe the end of summer, I'm thinking. Now, work with me here. Be patient. I'm gonna go through like why I'm thinking late summer. So Japan has a lot of seasons. They have a lot of holidays that they celebrate. Some of them are bigger than others. And one of the big holidays in Japan that kind of reminds me of like New Year's, in the sense where like all the Japanese people, they go back to their hometowns to be with their family. There's another one that happens in late summer, and that's Obon season. Obon season is when, you know, all the Japanese people who celebrate Obon, they go back home and, you know, really spend time with their family. And, you know, it's kind of like a Day of the Dead kind of holiday. You know, they really respect their descendants, their ancestors. It's a Buddhist holiday for them. But it's a really big travel holiday. All of them travel and they go back home. So there's a lot of people on the transportation, airlines, everything. So that's why I'm thinking that tourists won't be going to Japan until after Obon season. So I'm thinking late summer, early fall, if the pandemic doesn't do anything scary again. So that's what I'm aiming, that's what I'm thinking. Once again, don't quote me, take it with a grain of salt. But that's just my personal opinion from like looking at things. Now, remember how I said if the pandemic doesn't do anything surprising? And I say this because obviously with this new variant that just happened this winter, we saw Japan immediately, right when they heard news of this new variant, they closed their borders down. Like there was no joke about it. Like they did it. They closed it down. So if the pandemic ever does anything like that, Japan will not hesitate to close its borders. So that's the thing. So you need to think about that as well. Not only am I saying late summer, early fall, but that's if nothing major happens that will cause them to close the borders down. Because if they close the borders down, they're going to go all the way back to step one, which are those visa holders. And then tourists, we're going to be, delayed again. So that's kind of what I'm feeling right now about, traveling to Japan. Will it happen in 2022? Possibly. You just need everything to align kind of perfectly. I think Japan is going to look at vaccines. I think that's going to be a thing. So if you haven't, I'm not telling you to, that's whatever on you, but I think it is going to be a thing. So you might want to do something about that. I did hear that they're having like the virtual vaccine passport on the phone. So that's something to consider. They're going to make quarantine happen. So if you are going as a tourist and you can only get a week off of work, I hate to break it to you, but it's not worth going to Japan if that's a situation that you're in. Because right now at this moment, which is only for residents of Japan, so if you have like a residency card, they're making you quarantine for like 10 days right now. That's more than a week. So I can only imagine what they're gonna make tourists quarantine for, if that happens, whenever that happens. So definitely consider quarantine into your travel plans if you are trying to plan a travel for 2022 to Japan. I feel like a lot of people aren't thinking about that. They're just like, borders are gonna be open, let's go in. It might not be that easy. There might be things in your way. So, consider that. Maybe do 2 weeks instead. So like, yeah, you have 10-day quarantine, but at least you have maybe like a few days to enjoy Japan. But I don't know. Like what I personally, if I didn't have any work stuff going on, would I personally travel to Japan in 2022 as a regular tourist? So not, like I said, regular tourist. So regular tourists, max that I've ever stayed in Japan as a regular tourist is 2 weeks. Would I do it? No, because quarantine's gonna happen. I don't want to spend a week in a hotel. I just don't, and I have to pay for it sometimes, no. So that's my opinion. I wouldn't personally do it. Props to you if you want to do that. But yeah, that's my personal opinion. All that jazz on will there be travel to Japan in 2022? Short answer, possibly. But like I said, all my previous information, take it with a grain of salt, but maybe adapt it to your travel plans. If you are dead set, borders are gonna open in 2022, cross fingers, really take what I say into consideration with like the quarantine timing and stuff. If you can't stay longer than a week in Japan, it's not worth it. definitely not worth it. So consider that into your travel plans. But if you have any questions about travel to Japan and I can possibly help or like answer them, leave them in the comments. I'll be happy to, you know, chat with you about it. Or you can follow me on Instagram. I can talk to you there as well. But other than that, I hope everyone is having a great year so far for the year of 2022. Sorry that I was so absent in 2021, like the last half. A lot of stuff happened. As you can see, my bookshelf kind of looks very odd, doesn't look the same as it usually does. I'll explain that in another video, more like an update video, which will come later because there's a lot to update you on. But if you're looking for other ways to follow me, like I said, Instagram, Twitter. I don't really use Facebook too often, so kind of ignore that. And then if you're looking for more content, like I'm not uploading fast enough for you, which, sorry, like I said previous videos, I don't do this for any reason than a hobby. So you take what you can get. But if you're looking for more, I do have a podcast that I work with a few other people on. It's called Crew of Japan Podcast. That is KREWEOFJAPAN. And you can find us on almost like every podcasting platform. So yeah, you can also find me there. You'll hear my, I don't know, beautiful voice? Sure, let's go with that. Beautiful voice, along with my two other co-hosts. And we have done a really good job on that podcast. Like, we're on season 2. Season 2 is about to end in like February. So we have a lot of good episodes. I love the guests that we've had on so far. They've been awesome. Some of them are pretty notable. So if you definitely want to check out some episodes, definitely go do that. We have a lot of great content there. But other than that, I will see you in my next video, whenever that will be. But until then, you know, subscribe so you get the latest on when I upload, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!